Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Tim Cross. My name is Tim Cross with Sharefaith. I am the media director. If I have not yet had the privilege of introducing myself to you, I just did. My name is Tim. I'm the media director. I oversee the Sharefaith Media product, and boy, am I excited. We got some awesome things coming for Sharefaith, and like the announcement said, some big things are coming, and I can't wait to talk a little bit more about them. I want to make sure my microphone is working. It looks like it is. You guys should be able to hear me just fine, which is awesome. So let's dive into it. But before we do that, let's watch that teaser video one more time. Let's check this thing out. Here we go. Oh my goodness, let's go. I am excited. I hope you guys are excited. So let's talk about what is this big thing that I'm talking about that is coming soon to Sharefaith. And one of these things has actually already launched. And that is one of the big ones is we are partnering with our first partnered producer, 1230 Media, and they are partnering with us. Their content is going to be added to our library, and they are an amazing producer. I'm going to show you guys in a little bit an interview that I did with Carl, who is the 1230 Media lead. He's the big guy. He's in charge. He's the man. He and I are super excited about the future that we're going to be doing together, and this is just the first step of many that we hope to take in the future. But we want to add some variety. I don't know when it was probably about 5 or 6 months ago. I was looking at our library and I love the content that we have there. But something that I love when we add another producer to the mix is variety, because everyone brings something else to the table. Everyone brings something unique. And I just think that 1230 is one of the top level producers out there. And so I reached out to him and we started this conversation, and he was all in for it. I love his heart for ministry, and I love that we're going to be able to integrate his content into our platform, and everyone wins. Everyone benefits. You guys, today, you can get 63 new mini movies in our library. You can start downloading them today. They're included with your media membership, which, let's be honest, is awesome. If you guys have not yet looked at it, check it out. Go to sharefaith.com, click on church graphics and their products, and look at the mini movies. They're there. They're incredible. And if you are a Sharefaith member with us today, you can get access to them today, which is awesome. Now, that's the big piece, the huge number one. I'm pumped about this. I'm going to show you guys an interview here in a moment with Carl, just so you guys can get to know him, get to know the heart behind 1230 Media and all that. But before we do that, I want to talk about this other piece that we're working on. And you kind of see it a little bit in the teaser there. But we have been working on a new UI, user interface, for sharefaith.com for our media. This will benefit both media members and kids members. And one of the things that we got feedback from you guys was you needed a way to be able to search for things easier in our platform. You needed a way to find things faster, and you needed something that just worked a little better. So, one of the things that we did on the Sharefaith team is we reevaluated our library and how it worked in the UI and the search and just everything with that. And when we did that, we kind of sat down and started, all right, if we were to build something from scratch, what would that look like and how would it function? And one of the big things that we stepped away from that is we wanted to improve search so that you guys could find what you needed faster and easier than ever. And we're in the final stages. We're in testing right now for the UI. I don't have an exact, we're launching it this day yet. But we're in the exciting stage where I'm ready to talk about it, ready to get it in front of you. And if you notice in the teaser trailer, it kind of showed you how it's going to look, how it's going to function. We made some really easy filters that you guys can access to just find what you need fast. Because man, I know that's one thing that every single one of us is lacking. We need more time in our day. When I was the media director at a church, that's the one thing that I always ran out of was time. And at Sharefaith, our goal is to save you time. Save you time and create amazing graphics that you guys can use to help spread the gospel. So I'm excited about that. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into this interview. We pre-recorded it yesterday, so I think I was wearing the same hat maybe, but maybe the same. I don't know. Anyways, we pre-recorded it just to let you guys know that. But let's jump over to that interview with Carl, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Hey everyone, this is Carl with 1230 Media. Like I said, he is one of the first partner producers that Sharefaith is partnering with, that we're adding to the media library. And I just wanted to do a quick interview with him, just so you guys could, one, get to know him, but just kind of get into the mind of him. So hey Carl, what's up?
What's up, Tim? So excited to be here, man. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're super pumped to have you and your team added to the library. You've created so many amazing media pieces over the years. 1230 Media. I don't know how long have you guys been around now?
Yeah, 4 years. About 4.5 years. Yep, almost 5. So
that amazing. So a question for you is, what kind of started this path for you for 1230 Media?
Yeah, so it's a very interesting path. So I started about 10, 15 years ago. I started in radio, and then my first big job was at an international ministry working at an older ladies Bible teaching program.
Hey, small beginnings, my friend. Small beginnings.
Yeah, it was awesome though, because I worked with a lot of older people and seasoned people, veterans in the industry, and they really taught me so much. So I came in as an editor on a Bible teaching program.
Oh, nice.
And then quickly,
are you going to tell us which one?
Yeah, Kay Arthur.
All right.
The lady's name. Yep. So I edited her program, and then within 6-8 months, several people left, and so they moved me up, and so here I am, a young guy directing a television show, and I'm early 20s. Directing a Bible teaching program, but we were really reaching a lot of young people through different platforms with that, through the ministry. So anyway, that's where I started.
Yeah.
And then I moved into church world and became a media director.
Very cool.
/ content guy.
Yeah, sure.
At how you wear many hats.
All media directors do. Side note, 100%. All media directors are also universally many different things.
Yes. So I worked on 2 church staffs, one at a church in Mississippi, and then most recently New Spring Church.
Okay.
Really,
New Spring.
Yep. In South Carolina.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep. And then so I was doing content for a lot of that, and also leading volunteer teams to produce the Sunday morning. So I kind of had my hand in both the content side and the execution side of a worship experience.
Yeah.
So that's where I started.
Oh, so cool. What out of those two kind of worlds, because they're different worlds, like the production world versus the content creation on the back end, completely different worlds. Which one did you favor?
Yeah, so I'm probably going to gravitate toward the content side, to be honest. I love motion graphics. I love video work. Design work. So I'm probably going to gravitate toward there. But honestly, man, the execution of Sunday and working with volunteers, that's a passion of mine too. But if I had to, if you had to pin me down, it's probably on the content side.
Well, we don't want to pin you down, but I do have another question for you. So that's amazing. Yeah. What was the kind of transition period then for you to start 1230 Media?
Yeah. So one thing I started realizing years ago is that either there was a lot of churches that either they could not afford a full creative team. So at a church in Mississippi, I was the only content guy for 5 campuses. 5. And I was doing all
Hold on. Let's pray for you.
Yes.
You probably still have some wounds from that, the stress.
Exactly right. Yeah. I can show you my bullet holes. Yeah, so 5 campus, so people would walk in. This was a church of 10, 15,000 people, and people would walk in going, "Oh, you must have a full team of people," which we had a communications team
Yeah.
that would do some web and do some other things, but as far as, like, content for the worship experience, I was it, man, and I was like, "Good gracious," and I couldn't get to students. I wanted so bad to help student ministry and kids ministry, but I'm like, "Guys, there's no way." I mean,
Yeah.
there I'm completely tapped out. So I started seeing churches that had the need of either no no money for a creative team,
Sure.
or they're a big church and they have a full creative team, but their team is tapped out. Which when I started 12:30, I was thinking, okay, we're going to get the smaller churches
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they can't, don't have the budget for it, and we got those, but we're also getting huge churches that have full creative teams, but they're like, hey, we have so much media content need
Yeah.
that we're going to outsource our sermon stuff and our promotional video stuff, that stories that other people that you can tell, like
Yeah.
we can tell our testimony stories.
For
Like
sure.
that's what we need to focus on as a church. We need you guys to come in and handle sermon series, promo material, lyric media, that sort of thing. And so we kind of serve both. So that's what kind of started 12:30, is the seeing the need for that. And the Lord just kind of laid it on my heart to branch out, and honestly it just flooded very very quickly. The need is out there for
Yeah.
quality media content. That's one thing I'm passionate about too, is media that doesn't stink.
Equality, it's a big part. I would
Yeah.
definitely say for Sharefaith and our passion here, it's very similar, right? And I think that's why we get along so well. We want
Yeah.
to we want to see the church succeed in this area of visual communications, where oftentimes they may not just simply have the time
Right.
to spend because they're in the ministry. Like that's something that I discovered being a media director too, is like you only have so much time.
Right.
And before you know it, it's Sunday again, and you just gotta get ready for the weekend, and
Right.
there's no way to get ahead. And
Right.
so for Sharefaith and for the media that we create, it's the same thing. Is we want to create quality graphics that help churches engage their community and their audience, to help them connect them to Jesus. Because I mean, at the end of the
Right.
day, that's what it's all about, right? Like it's we can look great, but does the visuals help the communication that helps to connect people to Jesus?
Right. So it's interesting that you mentioned that. So let me give you the background of our name.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was about to ask that. It's on my
Yeah,
list of
yeah.
questions.
You
So
teed it up for me. All right. So 12:30 comes from a verse in Mark. In Mark chapter 12, in verse 30, Jesus was asked what the greatest commandment was, and he said, "Love God." I mean, it was pretty much point blank. Just love God. Everything is encompassed in that. In your
yeah,
Christian walk, everything is encompassed in loving God. And the second is like it, love people.
yeah,
So in my Christian walk, I need to be all about loving God and loving people.
yeah,
So that was kind of our family motto. Okay. And we morphed that into our ministry motto as well, knowing that we can have the most incredible worship experience.
yeah,
We can have the most incredible media content. But at the end of the day, it's all about loving God and loving people. Our worship experience is the vehicle that God can use to change lives,
yeah,
to see people loving God
yep,
and loving people. So it's all about loving God, loving people. I don't want to I mean, the media content, the worship experience, everything involved in that
sure,
is they're just tools
yeah.
to get us to what God wants to see done through the local church and see life change happen. So that's where the name came from.
That's awesome. Yeah, and what a you make a great point there, and it's on the visual side of it. We live in such a visual world, which is why when you look at the media library at Sharefaith, and why I'm so excited to add 1230 Media into this library, so that it can expand and we can add some variety, because you guys have such a unique style that is so good. And on top of that, today you can download 63 new mini movies from
Yeah.
1230 Media on our library. We're so excited about that, because that will help communicate what we're talking about here. But we live in such a visual world, and visuals are like, when I think of Jesus, he used storytelling to communicate the gospel in his day.
Yeah.
And back then, that was like the entertainment for everybody. That was
Right.
it. And we
Right.
live now in a world where the entertainment is found, yeah, through communication and conversation. Yeah, there can definitely be some good connections there, but visual, like everyone's on social media. When you go into a church, you look at the screens, like that's when I think of like what we provide to the church is such a valuable asset that churches can use to help communicate the gospel. But man, it's
It
good.
is. You know, we're used to seeing, because we consume so much media throughout our day. I mean, you look at the stats of how much we're on
It's
Facebook on our phones
crazy.
every day. We're
I
on
look at
so
my phone. I'm on it like 6 hours a day. That's too much.
right, right,
It's too
right,
much,
right.
Carl. I do
You know,
not
yeah, I like
recommend
the
it.
notifications where it says like, "Here's your screen time."
I liked
Like,
it before
oh,
they added that. I didn't need to know this
I know,
information that
I
said
know,
I had spent 6 hours today
I
on
know.
my phone. I know that. It's too
R
much.
Right, but people are looking at their phones, they're looking at media constantly, so they know the quality level.
Yeah.
And, you know, our God is a creator God. He gives us creativity, He gives us ideas, and I want the local church to be incredible at design and video and visuals for the church.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one piece of the puzzle, but when we walk into a worship experience and see what's going on screen, I mean, our eyes are just
Yep.
drawn to the screen,
Yep.
and so man, I want that to be awesome.
Yep.
And, I mean, we
Absolutely.
hit some home runs. You know, you can look at our library and you know, and gauge different levels of, you know, media content, but I
Yeah.
want it all to be awesome.
Yeah.
And, you mentioned our library of mini movies, and I'm so excited because that we're gonna, you know, join with you guys and come on your platform, because of those 63 mini movies, I mean, there's worship service openers,
Yep.
there's sermon illustrations, there's
Yep.
stuff that you can use as sermon bumpers, as transitional elements on social media. I
Yeah.
mean, there's just a ton of, you know, different a different variety of things that you can use. We just released one called "Love God, Love People" that's based on the idea that I just talked about,
Yeah.
and, man, it's taken off everywhere. But it
That's
explains
awesome.
that idea of, you know, here's what God has called us to do. That it all comes down to love.
Yeah.
So that's just one of the many movies
Yeah,
that we just
and what's great too, just so people know, we're starting with the mini movies, but
yeah,
all of your visual content, the slides, the designs, the social media graphics, we're going to be adding that over the next couple of months to the library. There's so much; it's just taking us a little bit of time to get
yeah,
there. We're like,
yeah,
hey, let's start somewhere. Let's get the mini movies because these are amazing. But we're adding all this content because this isn't just I guess, a one-off. Like we're in this
right,
for the long run. We're going to start. You're our first partnered producer, and we
yeah,
can't. We're so excited that you're joining us, and it's included in your media memberships today. So if
yeah,
you're a Sharefaith Media member, you're gonna get access to this content starting today, like I said, and then going forward, which is just I'm excited. It's
I am too,
there's
man.
so many amazing creators out there, and I think something for me is like I don't want us like we don't need to compete. We can work together because we all
Right,
bring something different to the table, and I think that's what is really on my heart as a producer and a creator myself is I bring something unique to the table, but then you with 1230 bring something unique to the table, and the end of the day, like we've talked about, the goal is not to look at me, look at our designs, look at us. It's let's help churches reach people for Christ.
yeah,
Let's create the visuals that they need because they don't have the time and they don't have the budget. But man, $30 a month, that's no big deal. You can
right,
jump right into that. And that's what we're passionate about. And that's one of the things that I think one of the first things that stood out to me was your passion for the church, which is why we started this conversation early on of like,
yeah,
what could this look like? And here we are. I don't know when we started this conversation. I want to say it was like 4 or 5 months ago, maybe. And maybe it
yeah,
was a little longer.
yeah,
I don't know. It's
yeah.
been good. This time's been flying by.
It has been, man. And, like you mentioned, the mini movies. I'm so excited about what's to come too. I'm so excited that we're starting with mini movies because that's kind of a low hanging fruit of you can take it and use it.
Yeah.
Um, but what's coming, that I'm really excited about too is, so we have 4 product lines: mini movies, service packs, which are coordinated packs of media, so for holidays and
Yep.
for, different things like that, And then series in a box is something that we're super proud of.
Yeah.
And that is the largest collection of series media in one collection that you're probably going to find anywhere. We're going to put, I mean, we have a massive list of graphic design and
Yeah.
video and a series outline in there.
Yeah.
So that has a bunch of different pieces. So I'm so excited that we're starting with the mini movies and then can grow later, man, because
Yeah.
there's so
It's
much
great.
content there.
Yeah, I think
To help
series in
bring
the
people.
box is going to be our next focus, getting that integrated into the library as quickly as possible because they're so good. And
Yeah,
something that I know you do and that we do at Sharefaith is we try to create a full package for churches that so that they can get everything that they need
right.
to work, because one of the most effective ways that we've seen, and I would imagine you've seen this too, is to do series like message series. It creates excitement around the weekend. It
Yeah,
creates a message that everyone can kind of get involved with around the weekend.
yeah,
And then even a way for people to invite people to church, because if you're doing
right.
a message series, the pastor's doing a message series on, say, relationships, and you know that one of your close friends that maybe isn't a Christian is struggling in their relationships. Maybe it's with their wife, maybe it's with their parents or whatever. Like, that's a hook that you can use as someone that goes to church to invite them to church. It's like, hey, my pastor's doing this series on, I don't know. I can't think of a relationship
Right,
series title, but I know
right.
you have them. I saw them. Do you know?
Yeah, yeah, we have one called Defining the Relationship.
There you go. Boom.
Um, yeah, relationship goals, is
Relationship
another one.
goals.
Yep,
See?
yep,
So, like, it was so much easier to invite your friends, like, hey, my pastor's doing this series. It's called Relationship Goals. It's super fun. You should come out and check it out. And then it's just a way that we can help the church and be the
yeah.
light in today's visual world. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and you mentioned your price point, and I'm really excited about that because, we've dealt with a lot of churches over the years that budget is a concern. And I can understand, especially, so we work in three buckets. We work in worship media, which is ready-made stuff, and custom media, we can make it from scratch for you, and then we have training resources. So the custom piece is a little bit more expensive because we're making it from scratch. So it
Yep.
would be like a staff member replacement kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yep.
But the ready-made stuff, both really are getting so affordable that, man, it's hard to have an excuse to not have high quality media in your church world. uh,
Yeah.
at this point. I mean,
Absolutely.
with so many resources out there like you guys, and us that have brought the price point down where you can afford it. It's $10-12 for a mini movie
Yeah.
or $30 monthly thing. I mean, the price is, I
It,
mean, it's hard to make an excuse anymore for not
yeah.
pulling the trigger on. And you don't have to spend money with us. This isn't. I'm not trying to sales pitch. I'm just saying that the the value is great, and the pricing, we're getting it down so low that I'm hoping it's super affordable for a
Yeah.
bunch of churches.
Well, for sure, and that's, I think that's the thing, is like, we with our monthly plan, there's no contracts you can cancel anytime, which is a great saver for people. Obviously, we want you to stay.
Yeah,
Hopefully, you find the value that you stay long term. But the goal with what we're doing is we want to equip the church for the work of the ministry. We want
right.
to get you guys, because here's something that we recognize. I know Carl saw this when he worked in a church and probably felt it himself. I know I felt this when I was working as the media director at a church, is that I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. And when I started with that, like, hey, how can I save myself time? Because I was in the ministry, I was doing the work. Like, I was meeting with the volunteers, I was calling
Right.
them to make sure that they're doing okay, that they didn't show up on a weekend. I'm just checking in on them and finding out that something major is going on in their life. And I stop what I'm doing and I pray with them. Like, that's the
Right.
ministry. And that's the
Correct.
thing that is more important sometimes than just
Yes.
spending 4 hours on a graphic design on my computer when I could
Yes. Be
be
having
pouring.
coffee with somebody and pouring in
Yeah.
time into them.
So, and that's one of
Absolutely.
the things that I love too, is like, we've provided Photoshop files to our like designs, and you guys do the same thing. And it's just like, hey, maybe the title of this look of series doesn't work for you. Maybe relationship
Correct.
goals isn't what your pastor wants to call it. But you have this like starter of like, okay, we have all the visuals here. What do you want the series to be called? Well, just name it that. It's going to be great.
Correct.
And you can go from there. And I think that's another thing that I love about it too, is it's not just us saying, hey, here's the design and you can't change it. It's, hey, here's the design. If this works for you, take it and run with it. But if it doesn't, here's the Photoshop file. Here you can use this. And I know on our library, there's a significant amount of designs that have custom designs. So you don't even have to have Photoshop to change the title. You can just hit on our website, customize, and it just pulls right up and you're good to go. And I know with your files and the Photoshop files that 1230 Media is providing, we're looking at how to integrate that into that as well. So the goal is to make it as easy, as simple as possible for everyone who needs to save time. And let's be honest, that's every single person in the church world. You know who you are.
Yeah, I mean, I think you really hit on it in that one thing that I talk about a lot is that we need to pastor our people first. So I'm a media guy. I'm not a pastor. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. If you're on staff at a church, you're in a pastoral role. You are ministering to your people. And so if you can come to companies like us that can free you up to do more ministry with your people, whether that's media volunteers, you're in first impressions, you're a worship leader, spend more time with your people and not in the back room somewhere working on a Photoshop file. In your office trying to crank out graphics.
So let us help you help us help you. Like let us help you. We created these things to help you engage your church from not just from the weekend. Recently, I know Sharefaith launched a whole new product line of social media graphics, and we release new ones every month. We designed those with the mentality of engaging your church throughout the week, not just on the weekend too. And I know that you guys provide social media graphics as well, which is awesome because social media is a huge platform that we can reach a ton of people with. So couldn't agree more, Carl.
I'm excited about it, man. Super excited. So tell me, so today is it.
Today we are launching. People can download your stuff today. Over the next few months, we're going to get all 1230 Media content up on the site. We're going to start with Series in a Box next, because those are amazing. They're so good. That's one of the things that made me like go to you guys, because it just stood out. It's like this is what we do at Sharefaith. We want to provide everything a church needs, and you guys do that exact thing, and you take it a little step further, which kind of has me a little jealous, but not in a bad way. It's like, oh, we should do that. That's a great idea. But the sermon outlines are great. You just give them a starter of like, hey, here's the series art. Here's everything you need. And with this, here's kind of like where you could start with the message on that.
And we don't write your sermon for you. You know, if you're a pastor, we just give you an outline. We have a handful of what we call premium boxes that have a full booklet that gives you like small group questions and stuff like that. We haven't done a lot of those simply because we want to give you the freedom to, create your own sermon or whatever. But hey, I wanted to hit on 2 mini movies. So if they're logging on, I want to give them 2 to go to right away.
Let's do it.
One is Love God, Love People, which I talked about a little bit earlier. It's a great like transitional element in your service. It's a great service opener. And another one is called This Is Holy Ground. And that is perfect for a worship service opener. So what it does is it kind of sets the stage. You know, we are gathered here. Here's why we're gathered. And it sets the stage for this is holy ground, that we're right here worshiping God. And it can lead right into your first song in your worship set. So if people are looking for 2 to grab all 2 real fast, those are 2 to
So the first one again is
Love God, Love People.
Love God, Love People. And then This Is Holy Ground.
This is Holy Ground. Yep.
All right, go check them out, guys, right now. Sharefaith.com, church graphics. You can see them under the mini movie section. And I'm pumped. This is only one piece of something that I'm really excited about that we've been working on here. But it's one of the major pieces, though, which is why I wanted to start with it. Adding our first partnered producer in here. And the second piece is we've heard what you guys have been asking for, which is a better search UI and all of that stuff. So that's coming soon. But man, it's good times here at Sharefaith.
Thanks, Tim, man. I really appreciate it, dude.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you for your time today. And we'll talk soon, but I'm sure we'll do these more in the future so people can just kind of get to know us even more.
Yeah, would love it.
All right. Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, man.
All right, there you guys have it. What an awesome interview. I love talking with Carl, and I hope you guys got to know him a little bit more and kind of what he's bringing to the media platform at Sharefaith. But yeah, exciting times, guys. So he mentioned 2 mini movies. Those mini movies are getting uploaded to the site as we speak. So they should be available, if not today, early next week. So definitely check that out. But right now, today, you can get access to 63 mini movies. And then, like I said in that interview, we are going to be uploading all of his series in a box packages. They're just gonna be kind of like what we do right now with title graphics. We're gonna make them a pack, and they're gonna be available on our site in the next couple months. There's a lot there, so it's just taking a little bit of time to get all that on the site. But guys, I hope you're excited for the future. Sharefaith is expanding in some really cool ways with producers, with an upgraded UI to make things easier so that you guys can find what you're looking for. And it's definitely expect that UI here soon. Like I said, I'm not going to put a date to it yet. We want to make sure we test it, that there's no issues, and you guys can just, once we launch it, you guys can run with it and go and find and get what you need fast. But thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. If you guys liked this type of video, you guys like this live stream, this is something that we're considering doing on a regular basis. It's something that when I think about like a regular live stream, we could do themes. We could bring in our lead designer at Sharefaith and maybe talk about what we do behind the scenes to bring a design. Maybe we show you how to do one of the designs. I'm the video guy behind the Sharefaith produced videos there. So maybe one of these live streams, I just jump you into After Effects or Premiere and kind of show you the back end on how I do stuff. And it just, I don't know, there's a lot of things that we can do. So if you guys would love to see some things, definitely make sure to comment in the video below and let me know, or in the description below, not description, in the comment section below. Drop your feedback there and let me know the types of things that you guys would love to see. And guys, thank you again so much for joining me this morning, and I'm looking forward to the future, and I hope you guys are too. And yeah, have a good one. Have a good weekend. Have a good Sunday that's coming up. So we'll talk to you guys soon.